Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Logan from Cigar Federation. This is our kickoff for the Cigar Federation Project Manana raffle we have coming up. I have one special guest and one not so special guest, being Matt. But we have Brian from Project Manana, and then Matt, as you guys all know, from Cigar Federation, one of our moderators and good friends. So, Matt, Brian, how are you guys doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. No problem. No problem. So we'll kick it off, Brian. For those out there, we're going to get more into the raffle here in just a second on what that'll entail, the prizes, the parameters, and all of that. But let's first just step back a second and tell us a little bit about Project Manana. What is Project Manana about? What is your mission? Just give everyone out there who's not familiar a download on Project Manana.
Yeah, sure. Project Manana was started in September 2010. And it was really an idea of how to bridge two worlds, those worlds being the United States and the Dominican Republic. We're set up to work in other countries as well, but right now we're just focusing on the Dominican Republic. I had visited down here in 2007 and just really fell in love with the people, the culture, and saw that there was a huge need, both economically, spiritually, things down here that basically I felt I could help with. And so Project Manana was a dream come true after maybe about 5 years of planning and kind of putting things together. What we do is we have an education program. We have private school where we have children that receive education from preschool all the way up to 8th grade. It's a solid private education, bilingual education in both Spanish and in English. And then we have 2 feeding centers here in the island in 2 different areas, one in the inner city and one in the countryside. And our whole mission is to really start with the primary levels, which are children, and try and break the cycle of poverty by education, by nutrition. And we figure if you feed and fill a child's stomach, then that allows their mind to be open. And if you educate their mind, then that allows their heart to be open, and they can help within their own community. So currently, we're now going into our 3rd year here, and we have 225 children in both locations that we're working on, and our desire is as we get sponsors for these children and connect them on a one-to-one relationship with the United States, with an American sponsor, we can open other centers throughout the island. There's quite a big bit of need, so we have our work cut out for us, but I think we have other areas of opportunity that we can open up to serve the children as well.
No, it's very, very cool. So, it's really it's a very worthwhile mission, obviously, and you're obviously very passionate about it. When you saw the need, did this just something that you started kind of secondary from your other, secondary to a job? Is this kind of a full-time job that you currently have? Tell us a little bit about kind of your involvement, and then I know that your family's involved as well. Give us a little bit of background on that.
Sure, yeah. In 2007, I retired from corporate America. I moved down here to really do mission work here in the Dominican Republic. I was down here for a couple years. During that time, I met my beautiful wife, Carolina. She's Dominican, and she was actually a product of another program that a Sponsor a Child program. So she received shoes, clothes, her school supplies, and was able to go to school thanks to this other program. And I just saw, in talking with her, the impact that it made in her life. Not only did she get an education, a very good education, but it totally opened her up to serving others. And so together, we moved back to the United States, and I took a paying job so that we can live in the United States while we were doing her immigration paperwork and citizenship. And Project Manana was a dream of both of ours. And at the time we were dreaming, it wasn't really to develop an organization. It was just really to say, how can we help? And so basically, the first time that we were married, first year that we were married, we had a tax return of $5,000. And I told my wife, I said, listen, if you like, now that you're here in the United States, we could take a luxury vacation anywhere in the United States. Or if you prefer, maybe we do something a little bit more low-key, and we can use the money to fill some needs that we were aware of, and we'll just kind of do that secretly. And, of course, my wife, being who she was, she jumped on the second option. And I was actually on an airplane, American Airlines airplane, traveling with a business associate of mine, and he was asking about married life and my wife and everything, and so I was telling him the story about how she in her heart just wanted to serve as much as I did, and how we're going to help. And he said, man, I think you should open this up to other people. Others would love to be involved, and if you have the connection and you can help, bridge the two worlds together, why don't you do it? And I said, I'm not sure how to do that, and can I really do it? And, of course, all those fears that you have about doing anything big. He said, well, what are you missing? And I said, well, I guess I'm missing some startup capital, and, how do we get going? And he took the American Airlines napkin, and he slid it over across the tray table in the airplane, and he wrote $10,000 on the back of it, and he slid it back over, and he said, well, this gets you started. You can imagine, after I was in tears, I landed, I called my wife, I said, you're not going to believe this, we have this money that we can now match with our money, and it was literally that point that Project Manana started. Our logo is the island of the Dominican Republic, and it shows a sunrise coming up representing the morning, and it was the same sunrise that I saw out of the window on this airplane, and I just felt like it was one of those God moments, that this was just all coming together. And that's how we started. We started with enough money to sponsor 34 children in one location, to give them school supplies and uniforms and education for 1 year. And I figured at least I had a year to figure things out. And here we are 3 years later. We've now grown to 225 children. We have the organization established as a nonprofit 501c3 in the United States, as well as here in the Dominican. And we're just doing this full time. One of our main core pillars that we have is neither my wife nor I. My wife leads the organization as executive director, and neither her nor I take any paycheck from Project Manana. We do other stuff so that our family can eat, but this is really our area of service, and our whole involvement in it is to connect Americans and Dominicans and be the bridge or the cheerleader or whatever you want to call us, to really do things that are meaningful and helpful to break the cycle of poverty and to really help these children, get a leg up on life. And here we are 3 years later, and things just continue to grow and grow and grow, and we're just so excited and humbled at it.
That's very super cool. And I mean, you must have been in business class, because I've flown a lot of American Airlines flights. Back in coach, we don't even hardly get napkins, let alone anything else, But that's neither here or there. But now let's make the connection to why we're all here and why we're watching this video and recording it right now. So Matt, you came to kind of tell us the story of how you met Brian, but two, how the Cigar Federation and Project Manana raffle coming up kind of took form and took shape. So give us a background on that.
So Brian and I met a little over a year ago. I think it was right before Memorial Day last year in Esteli on Cigar Safari. And we struck up a friendship, and we kept in touch, mainly because he wanted fashion advice from me. Because his wife really enjoys when he wears ripped jeans and V-neck T-shirts everywhere, which is a whole nother story we can get into another time. Thank you. I'm so proud of you. But we spoke many times over the past year, and I guess about a month or two ago, I get a phone call from Brian, and he starts telling me about Project Manana, and I really love how my white boy pronunciation of Manana too. But he starts telling me about Project Manana and what he's trying to do, and I took what he had to say, and I said, let me think about this for a couple of days. I'll call you back, Brian. And as I continued driving home from work, I was thinking about, what can I do? Brian sounded so passionate about what he was doing, and it sounded like a great cause and something I'd really like to get behind. I said, what can I do as one person to try and help out as much as I could? And I realized that what I could do was not just as one person. And that's when I reached out to the Cigar Federation team. And I said, my buddy Brian called me, and he's got this thing, and I think it's a worthwhile cause. What can we do as a group to support it? And that's where we came up with the idea for the raffle for Project Manana. And that's really what has led us here. The idea being, reached out to many of our contacts in the cigar industry. Some in the Dominican, some in Nicaragua, some here, some all over the place, and we kind of preached the message that Brian preached to me on the phone 2 months ago, or whenever it was, and we found a bunch of people, companies that saw the cause as worthwhile as we do, saw the cause as worthwhile as Brian did, and they've all donated prizes. And what we're going to do now, and this message, this video is kicking that off, is we're going to start a raffle today, August 19th, and it will span through Friday, September 6th, so roughly about 3 weeks. And if you go to the Cigar Federation homepage, cigarfederation.com, you'll see a huge banner for this raffle. And for every $10 that you donate to Project Manana in the name of Cigar Federation, in the name of all of us, you will get one entry in the raffle. Logan, as a side note?
Yes.
One entry. One entry.
Just one. Just uno.
Just one. If you submit, if you donate, for every $100 you donate, we're going to give you a bonus entry. So if someone were to be generous enough to donate $200, they'd get 22 entries into the raffle. Make sense? After the 3 weeks, sometime the week of September 9th, I guess it is, September 9th, we're going to have a special edition of Cigar Chat on cigarfederation.com. We'll ask Brian to come back, and live we will pick out of the hat all of our prize winners. And the grand prize, and Brian and Project Manana have been gracious enough to offer this as the grand prize, is the Dominican Republic Adventure Experience. And it's going to be 3 days and 4 nights in Santiago. Meals, lodging, and all transportation once you're in the Dominican are covered. You're going to get to visit Project Manana's private school and their nutrition center. You're going to visit their, actually, how many nutrition centers do you have, Brian, now? 2?
Yep, we've got 2. And let me just say, the idea of this grand prize, and I think whoever wins it is just, it's going to have an experience of their lifetime. The most important thing about Project Manana is real relationships. We have hundreds and hundreds of child sponsors across the United States, and I'm proud to say that we have had over 40 child sponsors actually come and visit and meet their child, bring them a small gift, meet their families. Some of them have even been invited to the children's homes, and that's what it's all about. It's building a real relationship that with the child and the sponsoring family in the United States. And so this grand prize, we're very excited about. We've pulled all of our resources together, and I think it's going to be amazing to spend 4 days here in the Dominican, to see everything that Project Manana is doing, to hang out with the kids, to see the classrooms full and hustling and bustling. I think it's amazing. We also have some other little surprises that we're going to throw in, take you around for some history of the island. We'd like to visit some cigar factories, so if you're a cigar aficionado, there's no other place in the world that's as most exciting as the Dominican Republic for cigar production, and we'd love to take you to that. We've got beautiful beaches here. So bring your suntan oil, because the beaches are great. You can go swimming in crystal clear oceans and white sandy beaches. So I think it's really going to be a all-inclusive trip. It's going to be a very impactful and high-paced, fast-paced 4 days. But I think it'll cover the gamut of things that you'll get to experience here on the island.
Very cool. Don't forget your Speedo, of course.
It sounds like a Speedo. Yes.
That's not appropriate, unless you're in Europe.
Not if it's you, Logan, no matter where
Dude,
you are.
I am dead sexy, brother. But anyways, on a serious note, Matt, tell us a little bit about the kind of the prizes and a little bit more about the raffle.
All right, so like I said, for every $10 you get one entry. For every $100 donated, you'll get a bonus entry. We're going to throw all of the entries into a hat on a special edition of Cigar Chat sometime the week of September 9th. Look for an official date soon once we loop in everybody and figure out a time that works. We will have a live drawing. We'll talk more about Project Manana. We'll talk more about the raffle and the success of the raffle. And then we will begin picking names out of the hats to award all of these prizes to. Like I said, we just mentioned the grand prize, and in addition, we will have a prize for the highest donator. So if you are the person or the group of people, as it may be, that donates the most towards this raffle to Project Manana, you are going to be guaranteed a prize, and it will be a Crown Heads prize pack, courtesy of John Huber and Mike Conder, that will include a box of 4 Kicks Selectional number 5s, which I believe are the Lonsdales, which my favorite size happens to be the Corona Gorda, but I do know that seems to be an extremely popular size. It will also include a box of the Headley Grange Corona Gordas.
Correct.
And a Crown Heads trucker cap, which, if you're not familiar, the stuff that John and Mike are producing out of Crown Heads, a lot of their merchandise is second to none. I've seen several of their trucker caps that are very cool. And then Logan, I think while we still have prizes coming in, and I don't want to list all of them until Logan officially has them. We do already have several prizes sitting in your humidor waiting.
Well, next to me actually, believe it or not, I had to take them out of the humidor. So other than those 2 prizes, like Matt said, I mean, Matt, myself, Rob, and others, Catfish, have reached out to kind of our contacts, in the industry, and I mean, I don't think Rob or Matt could have said it any better. I mean, it was very well received. I mean, the amount of donation that we're going to have is, 1, frankly, just humbling, but 2, kind of, I think, unprecedented or unparalleled. And we'll announce more as prizes are received or as donations are received. Then we'll be posting them up on Cigar Federation. So make sure to check that out daily, because I'm getting stuff daily. But just in the last week or week and a half, here I'm going to show you a little bit of what we've gotten. So I have a box of Fratello Coronas donated by Omar. It's a new brand in the market, just launched IPCPR. Most of you guys probably wouldn't have gotten your hands on this, so it's in theory kind of a quasi pre-release, so awesome. Box of Emilio Los Regatas Quazals, actually kind of my new favorite Emilio cigar, donated by Gary and with Nate. So I have a box of, sorry guys, it's taking me a while because I got so much stuff here. My main man, Eddie Ortega. It's taken me a lot not to want to smoke this myself, but a box of Series D's number 10 Maduros. Another Eddie,
flash it up on the screen. I didn't see the Ortegas. I just want to make sure that they're there, so I can blame you if they disappear somehow.
Oh yeah, those need to be documented, because it's taken all my willpower not to smoke these, because it's like my favorite cigar. I have another box from Eddie, which I'd actually believe you can't get this either. This is the Eddie Ortega Wild Bunch Wild Bill, a box of 20. And then Enrique, my boy Enrique, my man crush in the industry. I love this guy. Enrique, a box of 3 Black Gold Conquistadors that just launched at IPCPR. And then also a box and a 9 count box of his Ruby Torpedoes. And then that is just kind of pretty much the tip of the iceberg. Still have, frankly, if I told you the number of boxes still on its way, you'd probably have a heart attack and die, so I can't tell you, because I need you to stay around so you can donate money to try to win them. But needless to say, we have other donations coming in from, and I won't tell you what, but we have Miami Cigar, AK Cigars, we have much more, Nomad, Paul Steele, we have much more coming in. So check in daily at cigarfederation.com. We'll have a specific page where you can get to it right from the home page. They'll track kind of current donations as well as the prize packs, and we'll have a comment thread where you can comment and your donations, ask any questions, so it'll make it real easy for you. So that, you know, I'm excited. I mean, I think this is going to be a great raffle, obviously, for a great cause. You know, before we kind of sign this off, you know, Brian or Matt, do you guys have any final thoughts or words that you guys want to say?
I'd just like to say thank you. This morning, talk about a contrast. I'm sitting here in my office in my home in the Dominican on a video chat, and this morning I was literally in a trash dump that has a sewer line that runs through it and a kind of an arroyo that runs through it. A couple of our kids in the school actually live in this area. It's called The Hole. Yeah, that's the name they give it. It's just The Hole. And there's just trash and raw sewage and water. And about 3 months ago, there was a heavy rains that came through, and a little girl and a guy in his 20s drowned. They were washed away. And one of our students' homes it's a wooden home. It was filled almost to the roof with water and sewage and trash. It was just a horrible problem. And today we were down there meeting with the family, seeing how we can work with them. And one of the biggest needs was they are crossing this river on stones, and they're kind of doing hopscotch, and somebody made a makeshift bridge. And so we were down there looking to see about putting a bridge, and we brought some of our engineers and architects that we've worked with that have helped build other projects for Project Manana. And, you know, in talking with the woman, the mother of the girl that goes to our school, the little girl's name is Stacy. Her mother was just in tears. And there was another lady, and there was quite a bit of activity as we were down there with, you know, engineers and measuring and things. And people came up to me and said, "Why are you doing this?" And you know, we just said no other reason, because God loves you. And you know, I think it's just so humbling that you know, that we can get together with all of our resources and the cigars that you named. Some of those are my favorite companies, and people want to help, and they've been so generous through the cigar industry. I have a very close tie to the cigar industry, and you know, I've been an aficionado for many years. And I'll tell you what, I'm just so humbled that everybody coming around, and I encourage anyone watching this video, you know, get your big pants on, get your wallet out, and it's for a good cause. 100% of the money, I can guarantee you, goes right to our programs and building projects. It does not go to administrative fees, salaries, anything like that. Those are all covered separately. This really goes right to the programs, and you know, let's build 100 bridges, let's build homes, let's build schools, let's build feeding centers. We've got 225 kids now. I want to see thousands of kids in the next 3 to 5 years, and it just starts with this. So you know, I hope that the winners enjoy their cigars. As they're smoking them, you can know that you're smoking for the children. I mean, you are doing something great.
Doing it for the kids.
So doing it for the kids. So anyways, if I could just encourage you to come out big, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, my wife, everybody that's on staff at Project Manana, and the 225 kids that literally day in and day out are being blessed by you and their sponsors. Thank you. And it's an honor to be with Cigar Federation. And these guys and Ezra Zion Cigars and several others have been huge supporters of Project Manana. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention that and just say thank you.
Very cool. Matt, can you top that? Because I don't think you can. I think I was very well said.
I can't. Brian's doing yeoman work, and we're just glad that we can be a part of it and support it, and we thank all of you. So you know, as of now, the raffle is officially kicked off. Get your donations out there, and we will see you in a few weeks. And good luck to all.
Good luck, guys.
And thank you for your time.
All right, guys. We'll appreciate it. You know, look forward to this on Cigar Federation for the next couple of weeks. Check out the homepage for constant updates, and make sure, you know, you definitely give back for a very generous and worldwide cause. So, everyone, this is Logan with Cigar Federation, Matt with Cigar Federation, and Brian with Project Manana. Wishing you a good luck and long ashes. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.